Yo, what it is, guys? Mooky here, and I'm back to give you another part of what if Izuku can summon heroic spirits. This is part 5, and the last part, Izuku headed to UA to begin his first day. And as he makes it to Class 1A, he still sees that he's going to be in the same class as Bakugo. However, thanks to his heroic spirits, they're always going to... his nervousness is a lot more less than it used to be. Not only that, he also showed off his abilities in the quirk apprehension test, showing up with his heroic spirits and with his magus and with his magecraft skills. However, All Might still is worried of the green net boy, and also Izuku is worried about all of his servants, as he knows about their personal hangups, their regrets. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? As Izuku heading back home, and everyone, and seeing if his mom and Sheba had a pretty good day, which the two did. Thanks to Sheba, Inko is doing well as that of a entrepreneur and that of a, CEO boss of multiple companies. But even so, it's still pretty overwhelming for that of the housewife now. But still so, with Sheba's guidance, she's getting a lot more better at it. With soon, Sheba wanted to ask on how her master's first day was, with Izuku basically saying that her vision was totally on the money, with her saying, "Told you, I'm never wrong," with soon Nobunaga saying, "Beginner's luck for everything," with soon Sheba saying, "Aw, what's the matter, Nobu? Mad that you couldn't help out Izuku that well?" With soon she's saying, "Are you really trying to piss me off now?" With then Izuku saying, "Girls, no fighting like before." With soon the two saying, "Yes, Izuku." With then Sigurd saying, "Wow, you've gotten a lot more better dealing with the two. Nice, I'm proud of you, Izuku. Now, excuse me, I'm gonna head in. I need to do a little bit of training myself." But soon Izuku saying, "You don't mind if I tag along? I could use some, improvements on my swordplay." But soon Sigurd saying, "Nah, I'm fine. I prefer training on my own, for at least tonight. But I don't mind helping out once I'm done." But soon Izuku saying, "Alright, thanks, Sigurd." But soon Sigurd adjusting his glasses and heading to his own personal training room. With then Izuku feeling somewhat down in a bit. Then both Nightingale and Scott Hatch look at each other with that of worry on their faces. And as time goes by, the two servants began doing a little bit of chores around the new Midoriya estate, actually. As they don't really have any servants because they don't want to have, maids, butlers, and caretakers, as the servants can handle all of that, mostly because they want to help out, of course, as they know that Izuku and Inko will probably do the same thing anyway. With that, the two female servants actually helped clean up a couple of the rooms together. But soon, Nightingale began asking Scott Hatch about the regrets that Izuku's servants have. But soon, Scott Hatch began sighing, as the former Queen of Shadows couldn't help but say, "Personally, I have no personal hangups. I did my duty as the Queen of the Land of Shadows. I guarded the land of the dead, I trained heroes, and I send them on their way. Sure, I never had a chance to truly fall in love, but in all honesty, I'm not too bothered by it anyway." But soon Nightingale saying that in a casual tone, I figured as much. After all, you'll have your chances with the commander, will you not?" But soon Nightingale couldn't help but blush after that comment from the war nurse. Putting that aside, Scott Hatch soon saying, "What about you, Flans Nightingale? Do you have any regrets yourself, even though there is no Holy Grail War?" But soon Nightingale couldn't help but sigh and saying, "I do not. But I do have small regrets. My only small regret is that I couldn't be there for the ones who died, the soldiers who were in my care. I was there for the ones who were close to death and comforting them in their time of passing. But the ones who I weren't there for, the ones who I was too late for, or I didn't have the time for, I do feel somewhat regretful not being there for them. But other than that, it's not too major. It's only the concepts of being a nurse and the casualties of war. So I'm not too bothered by it though. But soon, Scott had saying, figured as much from somebody like you. But soon, Nightingale asking, well, what about the others? To be fair, I still have some of my memories in the alternate universe when we were servants of Chaldea after all, to our commander Fujimaru after all. So, but still, even so, in this universe, would they not still have those hang-ups? But then Scott Hatch finally finished cleaning alongside Nightingale as the two ladies leave the room and begin walking down the hall, with soon she saying, personally, yes and no. We do have the memories of our regrets being fulfilled, but at the same time, they're not fulfilled, being in this universe. Like, for example, why do you think Oda Nobunaga acts like a big sister to our master Izuku? Fuma Kotaro always having the hang-ups when he sees that of a mother and their child. The Queen of Sheba always being clingy to our master. And last but not least, Sigurd. I know that he's quite the proud warrior and always prefers to challenge more than anything. It's the reason why he goes out being a vigilante. But soon Nightingale saying, so I'm not the only one who've noticed, even though I've been here for only 2 months. With Scott Hatch nodding at the answer. It's the reason because of their regrets. Even though they were able to fulfill those regrets and be with the ones they love in the alternate universe as Chaldea's servants. However, the actions of their past selves, the actions recorded into the Throne of Heroes, have already happened. Even though that they are able to make peace with everything, they still want to feel like they have that moment that they've always wanted. For example, Nobunaga was unable to be the big sister to her younger brother, Nobukatsu. And because of that, Nobukatsu tried to start a rebellion against his big sister and ended up in his death. Because of that, she felt responsible, unable to be the big sister she always wanted if it wasn't for the time of war and the time of deceit and betrayal. Being Izuku's archer servant, she's able to finally become the big sister she's always wanted. Even though Izuku isn't her brother by blood, she will fulfill that role until she is satisfied. As for Kotaro, his time with Dazai was always pretty pure and filled with glee, even for an artificial human such as herself. She was the closest thing to a mother he ever had. When the past clan heads never gave a damn about him. So, to him, when he sees Izuku and Inko spending time as his mother and son, he wants to make sure that that's protected. He wants to make sure anyone has that relationship protected, unlike he did when it was severed right in front of him. With soon Nightingale saying, I understand, but what about Sigurd? With soon Scott Hatch saying, his is more simple, more than anything. He just wants to be with his beloved, Brynhilda. With then Nightingale couldn't help but say, is that the reason why he goes out to being a vigilante? With her replying back to her, saying yes. He seeks a thrill. He seeks to become the strongest. He wants to fight somebody that can give him a run for his money, and that being a woman. He wants to find somebody strong enough to push him to his limits, just like his former love, his true love, Brunhilde, the Queen of Iceland. With then Nightingale saying, figures as much. It says it all over his face. Even though he does have that of a calm, cool, and collected personality, he does seem like the kind of person who wants a challenge and to test his strength whenever he can. But Skyhead saying, yep, I train my fair share of idiots like that after all. It's not too hard. With then the two setting down as they head to the meditation garden, with then looking at a large koi pond actually, with then thinking, so I'm guessing the commander wants to find a way to have us fulfill these dreams, these regrets. With soon Scott saying yes, he's done so with Nobunaga being her little brother after all. However, Kotaro and Sigurd are another story. They're probably going to be the hardest ones to help after all. But Kotaro has made peace with the fact that he'll probably never see his mother again. But even so, he'll still do his best to support our master. With Nightingale soon saying, and we will do the same as well. Within the two females nodding at each other as the reflection in the koi pond. Soon the next day, as Class 1A had their second day, everything just went somewhat normal as what you would see in any typical Japanese high school, as they had their basic classes being that of Japanese, English, algebra, history, and so on and so forth, with even having that of lunch prepared by the food hero himself, Lunch Rush. As for Izuku, he loved the food quite a bit. However, it didn't have the same kind of spark as Kotaro's meals that he make for breakfast, lunch, and dinner after all. But even so, he still loves the fact that he's eating a pro's food. With more classes going by, being that of arts and humanity, with even that of world history, which Izuku is basically a master of, given his heroic spirits after all, with soon only one class left, and that being that of Hero Course Training, Hero Informatics. As everyone in the class begins wondering on when their teacher's going to show up, with soon in that they begin hearing somebody in the hallway as they say, I am here, coming in through the door like a normal person. As soon everybody begins feeling psyched and hyped, seeing the number one hero himself, All Might. Soon a few of them began saying, All Might? All Might really is a teacher here. This is going to be so awesome. Hey, look at that costume. Isn't that his Silver Age costume? It's kind of retro. With soon he walks to the podium saying, I hope you newbies are ready, because it's time for what UA is truly known for, that being the hero course, where you'll be learning everything on what it truly means to be a hero. And to start off this graduates day, we're going to be doing that of combat training, with soon Bakugo saying, fight class! With Izuku sighing in his head and basically saying, things never change. With soon All Might saying, yes, young Bakugo. However, combat isn't everything on what it makes to be a hero. With soon Bakugo hearing this and kind of scoffing off, just looking at the window. With then All Might saying, but to start everything off, I want to see what you're all capable of in combat. With soon bringing out a remote, you soon see tons of suitcases began coming out of the back of Class 1A, saying, all those suitcases have your recommended hero costumes wrote down when you applied for UA after all. So, I hope you enjoyed them. Just to let you know that you can make a little bit of justice for you if you feel like when this exam is over. Now everyone, get your costumes on and meet me in training field beta. With soon, a couple minutes later, All Might began hearing that of people coming through the tunnel. As soon, many of the students from Class 1A began showing off their costumes as they walk. As All Might soon says, to not only be a pro, you gotta look the part of the pro. And you all basically show the definition of that. As everyone shows their costumes, with soon a couple of them being complimented and some were, well, questionable at best. Within, Ochako and Momo began wondering where Izuku is, within Ida saying that he's still putting on his costume. As then, a couple of figures began showing up, as it being that of Sigurd, Nobunaga, Skyhatch, Kotaro, and also Sheba as well, and she wanted to spend time with Izuku on his second day, with Nightingale actually looking over Izuku while she's in spirit form, with then Izuku showing his costume, with then Sigurd saying, still can't believe he decided to wear that thing, with then Kotaro saying, I think it fits him, totally fits him, with soon Nobunaga saying, yeah, because you think he looks cute in it and way too pure and innocent. As for me, with soon Izuku shows himself in his hero costume, as it being the one that his mom made him actually. But then Nobunaga couldn't help herself as she begins basically straight up laughing at the greenette boy in his costume, basically saying that he looks so ridiculous and can't believe that he was serious about wearing that thing, with soon her spazzing out, but then Izuku getting embarrassed saying, seriously, am I really that bad? With soon Sigurd saying, don't let it get to you. I mean, you're not as intimidating as you look in that uniform, but just saying, don't let it get to you. With soon Izuku saying, you're not helping, Sigurd. With Kotaro soon saying, oh, I think you look fine, Master. Truly fine. Perfectly fine. With saying, you keep saying fine. Why do you just keep saying that? With Kotaro soon covering his face with his hat saying, oh, no reason. Too innocent and pure. I must always protect, no matter what. With soon Skyhead saying, I think you're fine. It's not the outfit that makes the hero. It's the person's actions that matter. And she says this with trying to, well, cheer up Izuku. With Izuku appreciating the words, however, he would appreciate them more if she said them to his face instead of being turned around. With soon she internally saying, too cute, too adorable, can't show face to student, to master. With soon Sheba, with no restraint, basically grabs Izuku, basically calling him adorable and cute in that costume, and loves the fact that he decided to wear Inko's hero costume after all. With Izuku blushing quite a bit at his caster servants, saying, okay, thanks caster, but please stop. With soon both Mineta and Kaminari looking at the situation, but the two of them can't help but say, damn him having hotties like that is a quirk. It's so unfair. How can a plain guy like him have a quirk like that, of all things? As soon everybody else in class, I couldn't help but look at the situation, thinking that it's kind of weird. With then Ochako walking up to Izuku, with soon Izuku blushing at Ochako's costume, as she's saying that she could have been a lot more specific, but it's pretty, this bodysuit is skin tight. With soon Sheba saying, you have nothing to worry about, girl. Besides the zero gravity aesthetic, it shows off quite a bit, enough that it would distract your enemies. A perfect tactic, if you think about it. With soon Ochako saying, thanks, I appreciate it. With soon saying, my name is Sheba, but you can call me Caster if you feel like it. It's what Master calls me. With soon Izuku saying, yeah, but also, You guys can show off, get off in your battle attire if you feel like it. But soon, Sigurd had his arms crossed saying, "Thought you would never ask. I was planning on it anyway." And soon he has that of his default battle equipment, as each and every one of them are like that of their traditional battle look. With soon a couple of, well, people in Class 1A were really taken back with a few of Izuku's servants, especially two of them, if I'm going to be honest. And I don't need to mention who they are. As for Nobunaga, she couldn't help but sigh at the fact that nobody's actually paying her any attention. However, that changes when Momo walks up in front of the first Japan's great unifier, with soon noticing her hero costume, as soon Nobunaga can say, "Oh, come on, the universe is so unfair." With soon Momo saying, "Why do you say that, Nobunaga, was it?" Saying, "Because, like I said, it's so unfair." With her hiding her face with her hat, and that's of, well, disappointment and shame. With soon Momo wanted to ask Nobunaga a question. It's about her hat, as it having that of the crest of the legendary Oda clan, as is she, besides having the name of Oda Nobunaga, she even has their famous cherry blossom crest at that as well. But soon Nobunaga saying, yeah, if I'm wanting to live up to the name, I gotta take the crest after all. It only makes sense, don't you think? But soon Momo has her fingers on her chin, but soon saying, "I guess you're right, but still." As Midoriya's quirk, I hope that he isn't just giving you all names of historical figures just to make things easier, with soon saying, "You have nothing to worry about, girly. You'll just have to wait and see what we're all capable of in combat." With soon All Might getting everyone's attention once again, as he tells them that they'll be doing that of 2-on-2 battles between heroes versus villains, which would normally be a training exercise for that of second years or third years, which Tsuyu gets a little bit worried for, actually, thinking are they really ready for something this advanced? But soon All Might saying that he believes in all of them and has great hopes for this class, as now he's going to be telling everybody to come up and pick a letter from the box. As everybody in Class 1A soon goes up to All Might and pick a letter, as Izuku has the letter A, and his partner is that of Kyoga Jiro, with soon seeing the earphone jack girl, but soon saying, "Jiro, was it? I guess we're partners." With soon she looking at the green-eyed boy, as she can tell that he's pretty nervous and stuttering quite a bit, but also knows that he's strong, so she feels like she has nothing to worry about. However, in her lingering mind, every time when she looks at his, well, servants, she can't help but think that, well, it is Izuku that of a pervert. With soon she just basically lets on the side and hopes that he's not. Soon all the other teams are now paired together. With that, soon All Might bring has two boxes, one with H and one with V, as the H being for heroes and the V being for villains. As soon he shuffles around the two boxes and then brings out two letters, as the hero team being that of D and the villain team being that of A, as the hero team is composed of Bakugo and Kirishima, and the villain team being Izuku and Jiro. With that, Bakugo had that of a devious smile on his face, as he couldn't help but stare straightly at Izuku. With soon, Izuku began thinking to himself, "Oh my god, seriously? This is going to be a real pain in the ass, is it not?" With soon, Sheba not really saying anything as she has her eyes closed and opens them wide, but soon saying, "Don't worry, Master. We got this. Nothing to worry about." With soon Jiro saying, Midoriya, is this, I know you have a sentient quirk, but is that what you really think internally? With soon, Izuku begins getting flustered and tries to explain the situation. Within Nobunaga walking up to Izuku and Sheba, soon saying, "Don't worry, my fellow sister in arms. This gold-digging fox knows what she's talking about. She may be obsessed with money, but when it comes to combat, she's quite smart." With Izuku actually taken back by that, soon saying, "Big sis Nobu, that's the first time you actually complimented Caster." With soon, even Caster was taken by that. "What's your plan here, Nobu?" And Sheba has that of a skeptic grin on her face. But soon, Nobunaga saying, "Hey, only my friends and Izuku gets to call me that. Last time I checked, you're not my friend." With soon, Sheba kind of like getting annoyed at that. But then, as time goes by, Izuku and Jiro had that of a 5-minute head start to prepare and plan for what they're going to do with the bomb. With then, Izuku was about to say something before Sheba soon appeared saying, "I know the perfect way on how we're going to do this. Izuku, Jiro, grab the bomb and take it outside the back." With soon, both of them look at the Queen of Sheba, with soon saying, "What?" With Izuku saying, "Caster, is that?" With soon her cutting him off and saying, "All Might says is our job is to protect the bomb until time ran out. He didn't really say that the bomb needed to stay inside the building, though." With soon Jiro saying, "Wow, if you think about it, that's pretty smart. I did not expect that." With Izuku actually thinking to himself, "Yeah, that's pretty right. Honestly, I was thinking about we could just disguise the bomb, make multiple fake outs for them to try and find before as we protect the real one. But now if you think about it, that works way much more easier. And knowing Kachan, he won't stop until he defeats at least one of my servants, or at least tries to defeat me on one-on-one." Hearing this, Jiro can say, "I mean, I can tell Bakugo's kind of an asshole, but does he have that much of a, grudge against you, Midoriya?" With soon, Nobunaga saying, "Oh, you don't know the half of it, Jiro. Bakugo is one self-absorbed piece of work, if I do say so. Hell, it's kind of... Izuku has stopped me multiple times from trying to kill him." With soon hearing this, Jiro gets somewhat that of a, panicked face, with soon Izuku saying, "Nobu, stop talking." Saying, "Alright, whatever." With then Izuku saying, "More of a reason not to let her fight." With then Sheba saying, "That's why I already have the perfect servants for her to take on both those boys." And she says this with that of a devious, pure smile. With soon time runs up, and now for the hero team to enter the building, with Bakugo going straight in and screaming out, "Come out and face me, Deku! Now!" With soon Kirishima saying, "I thought for sure that he would at least try to work with me, but I guess I can't expect that. But I also want to know, he really does want to fight against Midoriya one-on-one. Gotta say, that's quite manly." With soon saying, "Alright, Bakugo, you go face against Midoriya. I'll go and try and find the bomb." Saying this, Bakugo doesn't even reply back, as he's too blinded by his rage wanting to defeat Izuku, or at least one of his servants, one-on-one. As they continue looking through the building, Izuku and Jiro are on that of the, 4th floor in a wide open area, as they're basically, as Jiro is sitting down, listening through the floors, saying, "Looks like they both entered. and Bakugo is starting to come up each floor. Same thing goes for Kirishima. He's searching the first floor and is making his way up to the second. With soon Izuku hearing this and saying, "Thanks, Jiro." So now, you heard her, guys. They're on their way. With Izuku having his finger on his ear, as it almost looks like he's basically talking to somebody through it. However, he's using that of telepathy through his servants to tell them what's happening. However, little do Bakugo and Kirishima knows, 2 servants will be their downfall. As Bakugo makes it up to the 3rd floor, he soon sees a person waiting in a hallway. That person wearing that of a skin-tight, violet and purple bodysuit, that being Sky Hatch, wielding her gabled spear, actually 2 of them in both hands, with soon saying, "I've been waiting for you, Katsuki Bakugo." With soon Bakugo couldn't help but smirk, saying, "Perfect. All I need to do is to defeat one of you. And if I can do that, it proves I'm strong enough to beat that damn nerd and beat anyone." With soon, Sky Hatch couldn't help but scoff at Bakugo's declaration of defeating her. With soon saying, "You can try all you want, Katsuki Bakugo. However, there are limits to what a boy like you can do. Let's see if you can grasp your limits." Hearing this, he just screams, "Shut up!" as he blasts right to the Queen of Shadows. As for Kirishima, he was soon kicked back by somebody, as it being that of Sigurd, as he doesn't even have Graham in his hands, as he's just using his two of his daggers instead. But then looking at the spiky red-haired boy, soon saying, "Can you defeat me, Ijiro Kirishima, or will you fail?" But soon Kirishima couldn't help but feel like that kick really did do some damage to his arms. But however, he's not going to stop here, as he has to win this for his team, for Bakugo, as he hardens his arms and makes that of sword finger motion, as he soon rushes at Sigurd, as Sigurd has both his blades in a backhand style, as then he prepares for Kirishima's attacks and strikes, with him blocking each one of his strikes and hits, with Kirishima trying to overwhelm the Norse servant. However, Sigurd's not even trying, as he's blocking each attack like it's nothing to make it look like he's being overwhelmed by the hardening boy. However, he's only doing this to give him a false sense of security, believing that he has the upper hand on him. But in fact, all he's doing is playing into Sigurd's hands, waiting for the perfect time to strike and catch him off guard. With soon, Kirishima continues striking at him before he feels like Sigurd stumbled back and was losing his footing. Soon, he couldn't help but smile, saying, "Gotcha now." Saying this, he soon dehardens his hand and makes a punch, hardening it as hard as he can. But soon, Sigurd couldn't help but smile beneath his mask, as soon he has that of a perfect high kick to his fist, knocking him backwards, with Kirishima soon surprised at this, before Sigurd basically has a roundhouse kick to his side, knocking him to the wall, creating that of a small crack. With one solitary kick, knocking Kirishima out like it was nothing. With soon, Sigurd couldn't help but say, "You're done. I don't really need to put the capture cuffs on you. I think the only reason you'll need those is for Bakugo." As Sigurd can hear the fight between Sky Hatch and Bakugo, one floor above him, as Bakugo tries his best to hit Sky Hatch. However, she continues dodging each and every one of his explosions, even while he's basically moving around, switching his trajectory each time that he explodes and moves. Sky Hatch is able to dodge them perfectly, like she's flowing through water in a way. With everybody in the monitoring room kind of taken back by this, with Kaminari soon saying, "Whoa, she's not even trying. I knew Bakugo was strong and all, but she's basically dodging his explosions like it's nothing." With Sue soon saying, "Yeah, she's basically playing with Bakugo. She doesn't even land a hit on him, and yet it almost seems like Bakugo's the one that's getting worn out." With looking at the monitor, Bakugo is basically having that out of breath. Not only that, if you look closer, his arms are starting to shake. With then Ida soon saying, "If I recall, Midoriya says that her name is Sky Hatch, right? The name sounds that of, well, Celtic, if I recall. But still, what? The name, I feel like I've heard the name before back in my time at, well, Some, with soon Momo saying, Sky Hatch, otherwise known as the Queen of the Land of Shadows. In Scotland, it's basically the land of the dead in legend. They say that there was an eldritch abomination that looked after the land. However, while seeing the people of once the living now take refuge there, she decided to take human form while ruling all of them and also training the damned as well. But there were times when certain mortals came down there willingly, asking to be trained by the Eldritch Abomination Queen. But there were times when she shooed them away, and then there were times when she actually trained them. There's one of note who actually became her greatest student ever, that being Ireland's Child of Light, Cú Chulainn. And she entrusted one of her spears to him, that being the Gay Bogue. With everybody listening to Momo's, history lesson, but soon they looking back at the screen as they can't actually believe that this is the real, Queen of the Land of Shadows, the real Sky Hatch. With even All Might thinking, "What is this? What kind of quirk do you have, young Midoriya?" As he continues getting more and more curious and scared at the same time. With then, Bakugo tried one last-ditch effort as he planned on using one of his grenade gauntlets to blast Sky Hatch back, as he would do anything to prove he's stronger than Izuku. With soon Sky Hatch saying, "None of that." But then she grabbing both his gauntlets with her Gay Bogue spears, and removes the gauntlets from his arms like it was nothing. With soon Bakugo stumbling forward for a bit as he sees that the woman has his two grenades, as she tosses them backwards where he can't even get them. With soon saying, "You damn." I can tell by those gauntlets weren't just a fashion statement of your explosive personality. It was also storing up your sweat over time. If I didn't, I would give you a false sense of security believing that you had a chance of beating me that way, before snatching them from your hands like that of disobeying that of a child. With soon Bakugo getting annoyed saying, "Stop treating me like a damn child! You're nothing but that damn loser's quirk! You're basically everything that he thinks of me! That Deku looks down on me! That you look down on me, Deku!" With hearing this, Sky Hatch is getting annoyed. However, Izuku is able to hear the conversation through the telepath mind link. With soon Izuku thinking to himself, "That's not true, Kachan. I still believe that you can become a hero. I still believe that you are strong, and I still look up to it if anything. But if you continue on this path, within Sky Hatch begins lecturing Bakugo about all of his flaws, the reason why he feels like he is behind Izuku, as each one feels like that of a dagger straight into Bakugo's heart, as it makes him more and more frustrated and angry. Within, he hears this and then blasts him right square at Sky Hatch, saying, "Shut the hell up, you damn bitch!" Soon, without even trying, with one solitary thrust, stabbing right through Bakugo. With seeing this, everybody couldn't help but scream in panic, and literally was taken back by all of that. Even All Might's eyes widening at the situation, as Bakugo looked like he got skewered by Sky Hatch's gay bulg. However, all she did was stab him right through the shoulder blade, with soon saying, "You're lucky I didn't aim for a vital organ, because I could have. All I did was aim right to your shoulder blade. Now, now I'm going to show you what happens when you disrespect my master." But soon, she began spinning her spear around alongside Bakugo while in place, as he feels like he's basically being flinged around like it's nothing, before being slammed to the ground at full force, creating a crater in the hallway, as he, besides just spitting up a little bit of massive spit, he also spit out a little bit of blood as well from the pain too, within removing her spear before tossing the blood onto the ground, saying, "Damn fool." As then she puts the capture cuffs onto Bakugo, knowing that he's going to wake up soon anyway, even from that wound through his shoulder blade. Within, kept getting out of the shock that he saw of Bakugo being stabbed. Within, All Might screaming out, the villain team wins!" With soon, Sky Hatch carrying Bakugo on her shoulders, with soon looking at the ashen blonde saying, "As a teacher, I can see where Izuku is coming from. You do have strong potential of becoming a hero, possibly the strongest hero. Your drive, your motivation, your power, and you're willing to never give up is admirable qualities. However, your personality and the way that you basically believe others are looking down on you and how you look down on others, that is what's holding you back. How can you call yourself a hero if you can't even inspire others?" But soon, she begins saying, I think I'll rephrase that. You did inspire somebody to become stronger. You inspired Izuku to. As his servant and as his teacher, I can say thank you, Bakugo." But soon her continue walking, as then Izuku, Jiro, and Sigurd carrying an unconscious Kirishima on his shoulders as well. But soon they make it back to the monitor room, with then Sigurd saying, "I'll take these two to the school nurse's office," with then a couple of medical bots actually coming in carrying for 2 stretchers for Kirishima and Bakugo, as he places them on them, as the 4 head back to the monitor room. With that, soon, All Might saying, "Well done, you two, well done." But soon, Jiro saying, "I didn't really do much. All I did was basically give the information to Izuku and his quirks. That's all. However, I have to thank his other quirk for that." As Izuku saying, "Oh, you're talking about Caster? Yeah, her plant It looks like she was basically on the money as always. As Izuku says this, as he makes it seem like he knew that he and Jiro aren't going to fail whatever. With soon All Might asking, "Tell me, everyone, who do you believe should be the MVP in this match?" As everyone believed that it's Izuku, with even Momo actually explaining why Izuku was the MVP, as he basically used this time to, well, create a plan, distract both Bakugo and Kirishima once they arrived to certain floors after all. And soon, however, Midoriya's other quirk, the woman with the red spear, known as Sky Hatch, did go a little bit overboard though. However, the one with that of the twin short sword blades, being Sigurd, played Kirishima into his insecurities and caused him to mess up, allowing him an opening to knock him out. With that, it only makes sense that Midoriya would have the upper hand. But soon, Izuku saying, "I think the real person that deserves MVP isn't just me, but the one who made the plan entirely." As soon, the Queen of Sheba materializes from her spirit form, as Izuku soon explained that Sheba was the one who created the entire plan itself and knew and told Izuku which servants to go with, as he wanted to thank his caster servant for everything she did for this training exercise. With that, she couldn't help but be happy for her master complimenting her. As for Mineta, he can't help but feel even more jealous having a woman like Caster right beside Izuku, with soon all the girls glaring at Mineta as always. But soon, the next match is beginning, as this one is pretty similar to canon, as it being that of Shoto and Choji versus, well, Ojiro and Toru, of course. As just like in canon, well, Shoto basically freezes the entire building, freezing them all in place and everything like that. And not only that, all the other matches go just like in canon as well. However, with certain changes being that of, well, Ochako being paired up with, well, with Denki actually, instead of being with Izuku after all, since she replaced Jiro, and, well, Ida being partnered up with Sato, of course, as well. As there were at least a little bit of changes, but nothing too major that would cause any alarm, if I'm going to be honest. So yeah, just letting you guys know. After that, everything basically, All Might basically tells that that training is done, and that heroes aren't just facing against villains, but they also fight against time, as he has somewhere else to be. But soon, him leaving everyone in Class 1A. However, before leaving, he asks Izuku to meet him in his personal office. With that, Izuku was really caught off guard. With then, Sheba in her spirit form saying, "Be on guard, Izuku. I feel like All Might's going to be asking you something, and it's not going to be quite pretty, if I do say so." But soon, Izuku hearing this, staying on guard as well. With then, as he switches out of his, well, hero costume, and it's not damaged, so he's going to continue wearing it from here on out. As he gets out of his hero costume, he soon walks to All Might's office, but on the way there, he soon ran into both Kirishima and Bakugo. But soon, Kirishima saying, "Yo, Midoriya, where are you going?" But soon, Izuku saying, I gotta meet with All Might in his office, so once training was done with. But soon, Kirishima saying, "Oh, really? Training already done? Man, that sucks. I was hoping to see all the other matches. I bet they were pretty manly, were they?" But soon, Izuku saying, "Well, if you like, I think Kotaro and I could give you guys a rundown." But soon, Kotaro getting out of his spirit form saying, "If that's what you want, Master, I don't mind. Not one bit. With soon, Bakugo scoffs at this and continues walking. With soon, Bakugo saying, "Listen here, Deku. Just because you beat me doesn't mean a damn thing. I'm going to prove to you that I'm stronger. And that I'm going to continue getting stronger. So remember this, you damn nerd." And all those words of that damn bitch was basically you ridiculing me. So I'm going to pay you back for that as well. You hear me? But soon after screaming that, he soon goes back to Class 1A to grab his things and leave. Well, soon Kirishima saying, "Well, is he always like that?" But soon he's saying, "You have no idea." With then thinking, "I'll catch you later, Kirishima. And sorry about before with Sigurd." Soon saying, "No harm, no foul, man. But I promise next time I'll get stronger. And I won't be played and be off guard and cocky like that like before. Just you wait." With soon offering a fist bump to Izuku, with Izuku a little bit worried a bit, as Kotaro was pulling out one of his kunais. Within Izuku fist bumping Kirishima. Within seeing this, Kotaro put back his kunai. Within Kirishima waving off the green-eyed boy, as Izuku and Kotaro head to All Might's office. As they soon make it to All Might's office, they can see that he's in his, Small Might form. With soon Izuku saying, "Oh, right. This is what you now look like nowadays, given that your quirk is now weak, that you're now weakened." I kind of forgotten. Soon saying, it's no problems, my boy. Please take a seat. There's many questions I want to ask you, and please be truthful with me. Soon, Izuku saying, "Of course." With then All Might asking, "Young Midoriya, tell me, have you ever heard of a man that's able to give people quirks before?" With soon Izuku hearing this with that of a raised eyebrow, within thinking, "I've never heard anything like that, actually. I've never even heard of the term of giving a person a quirk unless they're born with it." After saying this, All Might looks at the green-eyed boy, as he can tell that he does seem honestly confused. But, to be honest, he can't take it for sure. As before, he told him that he was quirkless, and yet he looks like he has multiple quirks. With soon saying, "Are you sure? Tell me, how are you able to do the things that you're able to do? I mean, during the entrance exam, you're able to create weapons, have status super strength and speed, durability, and if I even recall, you were able to even create gusts of winds from your body as well. Care to explain that?" But soon, Izuku saying, "Crap, I forgot about my mage graph. But I thought I can just explain it as me using superhuman strength and speed through intense training." Within Sheba in spirit form saying, "Be careful, Izuku. You still have time. Just let things play out. We'll explain in a bit." With soon Izuku saying, "All right, you haven't led me astray before." With soon Izuku saying, "That's the thing. I actually trained really hard to do stuff like that. The swords are actually from a support device, actually. I'm able to bring them out from a storage device. That's all." With Izuku hoping that the lie will work, as All Might can tell that Izuku is really, really bad at lying. With soon All Might saying, "Young man, tell me the truth. Do you know a person by the name of All For One, by any chance?" With soon All Might actually getting into his buff form this time, as he begins emitting bloodlust from his body, made from pure anger and that of caution and fear as well. But soon, noticing this, all of Izuku's servants appeared with their weapons pointed at All Might, with Sigurd having grand out, Scott Hatch having her Gable spear, Nobunaga her musket, Kotaro his kunai, and the Queen of Sheba her lamp with a smoke cloud prepared. With soon Izuku saying, "Guys, no, don't! Everything's okay, don't!" With soon All Might thinking, just all of them alone is admitting so much pressure. I can probably take on one, but if I take all 5 of them on, most likely I'm going to lose without even breaking a sweat. Without any of them even breaking a sweat. What soon he's All Might saying, "Tell me, have you heard of that name before, young Midoriya?" Soon Izuku saying, "No, I haven't. I never even heard of the name. But guessing about everything that's going on, and the reason why you're being so suspicious of me now, I guess I should tell you the truth about the origin of my quirk." Soon, All Might having that of a raised eyebrow. About 40 minutes later, after one big explanation about the Throne of Heroes, his quirk given to him by the will of humanity, Alaya, and about him learning magecraft as well, and how his servants have basically made his life better since they came into it. Soon, All Might hearing all this, basically goes back to his Small Might form, saying, and I can't believe all this. And you really, and the worst part is, you actually mean all this. You're being completely and utterly honest. No lies and no deceit whatsoever. With soon Izuku nodding his head. But then Sigurd saying, Izuku has no reason to lie here. Sure, he's kept it a secret about the truth about his quirk, which is basically a summoning circle to the Throne of Heroes. But other than that, he's been completely honest about his dream of becoming a hero. With soon Nobunaga asking, "And what about you, All Might? What's the truth behind your quirk? Not only that, you said about somebody giving quirks away to others. Tell me the truth. Who's this All for One, for example?" But then All Might actually hesitated to asking this. But then Kotaro asked, "Please, Mr. All Might, if you want us to trust you and believe that you're not a threat to our master Izuku, then you're going to have to give us a reason to. If not, then we're not going to be able to trust you with our master's life, teacher or not." Within hearing this, All Might began explaining the origins of One for All, about what it's capable of, and about the duty of those who have One for All to defeat All for One and continue being the symbol of peace. With this, all the servants could actually believe this and know that All Might telling the truth. With even Sheba basically saying that he's telling the truth as well, because this is the future that she was trying to lead them to, the future that she saw. With that, Izuku basically saying, "So you knew this? Man, Sheba, you gave me one hell of a heart attack, thinking that All Might was gonna probably kill us, or you guys were going to kill him. Most likely the second one." With soon she basically grabbing Izuku close to her, saying, "I'm sorry, my darling master. I didn't mean to trick you. I just wanted to help you out, that's all." With soon Izuku blushing again, but more annoyed than anything this time, instead of embarrassed. With soon Scott Hatch saying, "So, you want to give Izuku One for All? I will tell you this, he will not accept." With soon All Might looking at the Lancer servant. With soon Sigurd saying, "That's right. Knowing Izuku, he would have in probably another life, in another time. But now, he will refuse. Isn't that right, little brother? But soon hearing this, Izuku nods, saying, yeah, I got these guys, and they're continued supporting me, helping me through my mission, through my duty. So, I know. I'll help you probably find a successor, All Might, if you ever need my help. But I can't be your successor. Just want to tell you that. Soon, All Might sighing, saying, you would have been a good candidate. But it's your choice, young Midoriya. I guess I'll go with the one that my old sidekick, Sir Night-Eye, suggested. That being Mirio Togeda. He's a third year, actually. But soon he's saying, that's good. Within, Skyhead saying, even so, even if Izuku asks for it, I would still tell him to decline. After hearing this, both Izuku and All Might were surprised, with Skyhead continuing, don't get me wrong. Being the symbol of peace is good and all, but after hearing your explanation why, is basically, you are an imbecile, All Might, for doing such a thing. Within hearing this, her inner teacher begins coming out. I have trained my years of heroes, and many of them have wanted many things, from true strength to power, all for motivations being to protect their loved ones, their country, their comrades, and even for vengeance. Many of all being simple reasons, but they all became heroes in one way or another. However, your reasoning on becoming number one hero is truly just and noble, but you've caused a stupid thing in this society. Within hearing this, soon Nobunaga came out saying, as somebody who's been a daimyo for almost her entire life, I've basically seen my fair share of warriors. I may be the Steaming King of the Sixth Heaven, but I didn't get there by myself. I got there with the aid of my fellow servants, my fellow soldiers who fought by my side, who stood by me for so long. Sure, many of them did want my head, and some of them did betray me quite a bit, but even so, I got there because of people. You, on the other hand, you basically got to where you at by yourself, only with your own strength and power. Sure, you did have help in the beginning, but once you got to the point that you are now, you basically abandoned all those around you to reach where you are. With soon All Might saying, no, listen, when I had to become the symbol of peace, I had to be the person that, with soon Sigurd saying, All Might, enough. It's good and all to become a symbol, but instead of letting people in, and instead of letting people help you, you basically became a symbol for people to rely on you. You created a society where everything revolves around you, and you may have inspired 3 generations of heroes. However, this generation has basically become lazy as hell, and many heroes only see being a pro as a way to gain fame and fortune. They're not true heroes. They're just celebrities. That's all. And now that you are at your peak, now that you are at the point where you can no longer be the symbol of peace, you want to push that burden, push that title onto somebody else to perpetuate the same cycle of trying to create a false peace, a lie that everybody needs. What heroes need is to rely on each other, to support one another in each other's dreams, to help one another. One man, there can't be a hero. Sure, it's easy to wanting a hero that basically shows up out of nowhere and becomes the perfect symbol. But when people rely on that symbol too much, and if that symbol disappears one day, you'll have a crumbling society where the heroes will strike back and the heroes will have nothing else to rely on. With soon hearing this, All Might realized that he did mess up. But soon, Izuku saying, "Enough! All of you!" Within hearing this, all of them were taken back at their master, basically screaming at them for the first time. With soon, Izuku saying, "I get where you're all coming from. From experience of being real heroes, I get it. But don't you get it? All Might inspired me to become a hero. He inspired me to do what's right. And yet you're really kidding him for his decisions? He inspired tons of heroes. Sure, maybe there are heroes who only care more about fame and glory. But what about the ones who actually want to do what's right? Who actually want to support their fellow heroes, like me? Are you guys saying that what the kind of hero I want to be is wrong? And if that's the case, why are you still trying to help me?" Within hearing this, they all were really taken back. Within, soon, Sky Hatch holding Izuku close this time, not the Queen of Sheba. As soon, she's saying, "I'm sorry, Izuku. I'm sorry that I said all those things. But even though it is the truth, you, on the other hand, did not stray. You, on the other hand, genuinely want to protect everyone. Genuinely want to save everyone. Because of that, and you know that there are limitations that one person can do." But soon, Sigurd placing his hand on his little brother figure, saying, "That's right. You know the limits of what one person can do. That's why you want to rely on us. That's why you want our help as well in your dream. And we're going to continue helping you. It's not naive. Just because one person's tunnel vision to create a perfect society from one symbol is basically naive, doesn't mean the people that are inspired by it are not. Just those who don't understand the gravity of the situation, what it means to be a hero." Within, Nobunaga grabbing Izuku as well, from behind, saying, "We're always here for you, little bro. Remember that." But then Izuku couldn't help but cry at the support his servants, his closest friends, his mentors, his family giving him. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and god damn, I made this too fucking long. I'm not good. But personally, half of this was supposed to go to part 4. However, I realized I made it way too damn long as well, so the other half came to this alongside of part 6 as well. So yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. At any rate, please like and subscribe. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below, what you guys think. And sorry about how long this shit was as well. Also, please check out my Discord and gaming channel. Links to be in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Mooky, signing out. Later, guys. White Fox, play us off, girl.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!